Hello everyone. We hope you're all well. Today's story is very well known, so you will probably recognize it. In fact, it is found in no less than 3 books in the Bible: Matthew, Mark, and Luke. This is a story about an adventure that the disciples and Jesus had while on a boat. Jesus calms the storm. Jesus had been busy all day, teaching people about God. Everywhere he went, he was followed by crowds of people, all wanting to listen to him. He was with the disciples at the Sea of Galilee, where the disciples would have worked as fishermen. They would have spent a lot of time out on the lake, waiting for the fish. Their fishing boats might have looked a bit like this one. I'm sure you'll agree that fishing boats are much stronger today than in Jesus' day. It was a lovely evening. Jesus and the disciples were tired after a long day. Jesus wanted to have a rest. He wanted to get away from all the people for a while. He said to the disciples, "Let's get into your boat and go over to the other side of the lake." The disciples got the boat ready, and leaving the crowds behind them, they set off and sailed towards the middle of the sea. Jesus soon went to sleep in the back of the boat. On the Sea of Galilee, it is common to have sudden, often violent storms. As if from nowhere, the wind began to blow very hard, and it was soon clear that a large storm was coming. As the wind blew, the waves got bigger and bigger. The boat wasn't very big, so the waves started to come in over the sides. The little boat bobbed up and down, up and down. How do you think the disciples would have felt? Yes, they were very frightened. Some of the disciples tried to get the water out of the boat. Others tugged at the sails or tried to row even harder. While the big storm was blowing, Jesus was asleep in the back of the boat. He was not afraid, as he knew his Father God was protecting him, and he felt safe. The disciples decided to wake him up. They shouted over the noise of the waves, "Jesus, wake up! Help us! The waves are too big, and we are not safe," they shouted. Jesus woke up straight away. What do you think he did? He was not frightened by the wind and the waves. The boat was rocking. The waves were crashing over the side, and more water was getting into the boat. Jesus stood up. In a loud voice, he shouted out, "Quiet, be still." The wind stopped blowing. The waves stopped splashing, and the sea was calm. The disciples were afraid. "Jesus can even tell the storm to stop," they said. Jesus asked them, "Why are you so afraid? Didn't you believe that I would take care of you? Jesus' words comforted his disciples, and they were no longer afraid. They knew that they were safe with Jesus. They were amazed and asked, "What kind of man is this? Even the winds and waves obey him." Jesus was bigger than the storm. He wants us to know we are never alone in a storm. He is always with us. We can count on him to calm the storms in our lives. We can pray to Jesus, and he will hear us, just as he heard the disciples' cries for help. Here is this week's memory verse. Perhaps you can think of some actions to help you learn it. It is taken from Matthew chapter 8, verse 27. What kind of man is this? Even the winds and waves obey him.